Hi, it's ELAR Fun Room here, and today we're going to talk about faulty reasoning. So, when I was in college, not so long ago, and I was learning a lot of new stuff about the world, I also started to think I knew everything about everything. And I would pipe in on people's conversations about politics, like a law that was just passed, or a candidate who was running for presidency. Well, I also quickly learned that using faulty reasoning only left me totally red with embarrassment and a foot in my mouth. Let me give you an example. Some of the college kids in my dorm room started eating real butter. I hear them saying it's healthier than the fake stuff, like margarine. So, at Thanksgiving, I tell my family, "Don't eat the margarine. It's super unhealthy." They look at me like I'm nuts. "Why do you say that?" they ask me. And I say, "It's not healthy." Well, needless to say, they stuck with their choice of butter for the holiday. Faulty reasoning, which is also called logical fallacy, as you'll hear in high school, it's just bad reasoning. It's similar to fact versus opinion in that it's used to make something sound legit or true when really it's not, or there's no proof. It's used a lot in commercials to try to get you to buy stuff or make something sound way better than it is. Faulty reasoning often uses exaggeration or stereotypes and assumptions. Listen to this story. Two men were waiting on a platform for a train to arrive. The older, middle-aged man was dressed in a conservative business suit and carrying a briefcase. The younger one was dressed in jeans and a sweatshirt and was carrying a backpack. The older man glanced at an expensive gold wristwatch. Seeing this, the young man asked, "What time is it, sir?" The older man didn't answer. In fact, he didn't even seem to notice the question. "Excuse me, sir," the younger man asked again. "Could you please tell me the time?" Again, there was no answer. After a pause, the younger man continued. "Hey, I saw you look at your watch. I don't have one. I asked you politely for the time. Why can't you tell me?" Finally, the older man turned to the younger one. "Look," he said, "if I tell you the time, we'll strike up a conversation. We'll get to know each other and become friends. I'll invite you to my house one evening for dinner. You'll meet my lovely unmarried daughter, who is just about your age. You'll ask her out on a date and end up falling in love with her. She'll also return your feelings since you're just her type. You'll ask her to marry you and she'll accept. The two of you will get married." The older man stopped talking at this point. "Assuming that all that happens as you say," the younger man replied, "what would be so wrong with that?" "I don't want my daughter marrying a man who can't afford a watch." So if you listened carefully to this story, you can see that the older man with the watch was definitely using some major faulty reasoning. He made a pretty big assumption in the fact that this man, this strange young man, would want to marry his daughter in the first place, and he also assumed that the guy couldn't afford a watch just because he didn't have one on. I mean, people have watches, they don't always wear them. You never know, maybe he lost his watch. That's a big assumption, and that's called faulty reasoning. So it's really simple. Faulty reasoning is when someone presents an opinion or an idea and tries to back it up with some pretty weak evidence. Some of the most commonly used types of faulty reasoning are overgeneralization, circular reasoning, contradiction, false cause, and assumptions. Don't use faulty reasoning, people. Trust me. If you're going to make a statement about something in the world, make sure you know your facts. Otherwise, you're going to walk away feeling like a tiny little ant who just almost got squished because people are going to walk all over you and their argument is going to be better. No faulty reasoning. Know your facts.